Let me welcome you, my dear students. This is our 7th learning session of Discourse Studies, in which we are going to practically implement the CDA on movies. Let's start with the movie Tangled. Means you can see that this movie was watched by you people in your childhood. Let's start with the critical discourse analysis of Tangled 2010 focused on Rapunzel. So if we talk about theoretical framework, we will analyze Tangled using Norman Fairclough 3D or the three-dimensional model. The first dimension is textual analysis, in which we are going to discuss the language and visual events. In discursive practice, or we can simply say that in which we are going to discuss about the production and interpretation. And if we talk about the third dimension, that is social practices, in which we are going to discuss about the ideology, power, gender role. So let's start with the first dimension, that is textual analysis, in which we are going to discuss the language use. So Rapunzel's language shifts throughout the film from hesitant and submissive to the assertive and confident. If we talk about the early in the movie, her dialogue include frequent hedges phrases like I think, maybe, what if. So reflects internalized control. She also says that mother knows best, a recurring phrase by Agatha, that were her mother, that illustrate how discourse reinforce manipulation. In the tower, Rapunzel is framed by window, bars and walls, that symbols of domestic captivity. So she was the captive in the tower. So later, once she leaves the tower, open sky and light represent liberation, knowledge and identity. She learn about her own identity. So the second dimension is discursive practice. Disney produced Tangled in the wake of feminist critique of passive princess. Thus, Rapunzel's characterization reflects a hybrid discourse that retains princess aesthetics and innocence, but shifts toward empowered femininity. She fights, she chooses her path and reclaims her identity in this movie. The film reinterprets the classic fairy tale through post-feminist sensibilities, where agency is balanced with romance. In our third dimension, that is social practice, we can discuss that the Tangled reflects and challenges of patriarchal and maternal power structures. Gothel represents the toxic motherhood. She controls and disguised as care. Means her control was disguised as care. Her language and action mirror real world emotional manipulation. So if we talk about the Rapunzel's arc critiques, that traditional domestic confident or the confinement, and shows a woman literally and metaphorically cutting ties, means her hairs, to gain the freedom. So if we talk about the gender role and power, so Rapunzel's long hair symbolizes hair of femininity, becomes a tool of control by Gothel and agency, where Rapunzel uses it as a weapon or to escape. The cutting of her ears swear the magical eternal values placed on her and liberation. Her means she was liberal when she cuts her hair, and from the malevolent gaze, means she was liberal now. So this is all about the representation or the implementation CD of CDA by Fairclough on Tangled. Now we are going to discuss about the Aladdin. This movie was also watched by you people in your childhood. Let's discuss here the character of Jasmine by three-dimensional model. So let's discuss here the language use. Jasmine's language challenges norms, as she says, I am not a prize to be won. A pivotal rejection of objectification. She is not an objective, marking a shift from traditional damsel tropes. She tells everyone that I am not an objective, I am a human being. Yet her language remains romantic and emotional, often centering Aladdin's. So she is positioned more as a moral compass than a central agent of action. If we talk about the visual imagery, when early scene in the palace isolation, she looks over the city separated by height and walls, signifying both privilege and entrapment. If we talk about the later scene, that was the disguise of agency. So dressed as a commoner, she momentarily steps out of prescribed identity, gaining brief autonomy. So the next dimension is discursive practice. So if we talk about the Disney's 1992 Aladdin emerged during a time where audience started demanding strong female roles. So Jasmine was marked as independent, yet she remains a secondary character whose plot revolves around marriage. So this movie was presented in 2019 again. Then the 2019 Remarks attempt to address this. New song Speechless gives her a direct political voice, pushing against silencing by Jaffa and patriarchy. I won't be silenced. You can't keep me quiet. This was the song Speechless that was presented in 2019 movie. This shift aligned with contemporary feminist discourse. Let's discuss the social practice. So if we talk about the gender role, Jasmine is framed as beautiful, desirable and rebellious. If you talk about the rebellious, then but she was confident that she is in power too, but her value is debated among men like father, suitors, Jaffa. So her power is symbolic until the 2019 version, where she challenges the succession system and seeks leadership. If we talk about the Orientalism, the film is steeped in Western stereotypes of the Middle East, exotic setting, accent and mysticism. We can see the mystery in it. So Jasmine, though royal, is westernized in looks and speech, which she reflects cultural erasure and whitewashing. Now we are going to discuss about the compositional deformable radiance field for detailed human avatars. This is all about the new movie that I'm going to discuss here, the Gangubai. So before I start my discussion or the CDA on Gangubai, let me discuss here basically the model that was presented in the paper, Compositional Decomfortable Radiance Field for Detailed Human Avatars, or CVPR 2023. This was discussed in or the introduced a new way to create realistic 3D model of people from regular videos taken with one's camera. So the method breaks the person into parts like the body, cloth and hair, and model each part separately using AI technique that can handle movement and changes in shapes. So this makes it easier to create detailed and lifelike avatars that can move naturally and be edited or customized, like changing the hairstyle or outfit like without affecting the rest of the model. So let me discuss here the movie that Gangubai, that is Gangubai Kathwadi. I'm not pretty sure about it, so it is Kathiawadi. So Let me discuss here the Gangubai's hairstyle. So in the start or the beginning of the movie, when Gangubai is deceitfully brought to the brothel, her hair is often shown tied up. You can see that her hairs are tied with red ribbons or the maroon ribbons. She is we can simply say that this visual detail reflects her innocence, helplessness, and the circumstances she is in as a girl left her mother home with dreams only to be betrayed. She was betrayed here. So it quietly shows that the loss of her freedom. Her tied up hair also symbolizes her disciplined, controlled life so far. She is not able to take decision by herself. As the story progresses, Gangubai becomes braver. She begins to accept and take control of her destiny. Her appearances change. So you can notice as the sequence increases, the hair of Gangubai is also changed. In the beginning, her hairstyle is tightly tied up. She was tightly tied up, represents that she is helpless, she is in pressure, she is innocent but voiceless of that time. As the story progresses, the Gangubai embraces her identity, transforming into brave and strong influential woman. Her hairstyle gradually shifts. As you can see, the half ponytail. If we talk about here, her hairstyle gradually shifts into half ponytail that symbolizes evolution in her personality from powerlessness girl to a confident commanding girl or the female. The half ponytail reflects a balance between the structure and freedom, showing that she is still in control but proudly own her place in the world. Then the next one is the slightly open hair. If we talk about the open hair, that reflects the character's transitions from naive betrayed girl to a strong, self-assured woman. Her hairstyle gradually loosens. This little open hair, neither fully tied nor completely open, reflects a phase of transformation. It shows that she is in beginning to break free from her past restrictions but still hold on to a sense of structure and control. It if we talk about the visualization, or the visually represents her inner strength growing while she adjusts to her new identity. By the end, we see that she is in open hair. By the end of the movie, we say that open hair represents completely transformation from vulnerable, oppressed girl to a bold, fearless leader. It reflects freedom, authority, power, and self-ownership. So no longer bound by social expectations or the personal trauma, by societal expectations and the social trauma, that the personal trauma she was facing in that movie. So Gangubai embraced her identity with pride and confidence. In many cultures, open hair symbolizes liberation, strength, and feminine power. So this is all about the hair description. If we talk about color representation, her braid with red ribbon, that shows that she symbolizes the danger here. But if we talk about that, the danger means her life is stopped now. She is captive now. So if we talk about in the end of the movie, we can say that her white sari, that symbolizes purity, the peace in her identity, that shows the peace in her soul and her purity, and also represent the power and strength. If we talk about the red color, that shows anger, passion, or freedom from the life. She has also wore the blue color, that shows the calm, trust, sadness. So this is the representation of color representation and the hair representation of Gangubai in this movie. So this is all about the practical representation of CDA in movie. I hope this will help you out, that how you people can implement the CDA on movie or the drama. This is up to you. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.